Have you noticed how, at certain moments, your attention feels divided? Even when nothing dramatic is happening in your life, your routine continues. Your responsibilities remain the same. From the outside, everything looks stable. And yet, internally, something keeps pulling. A familiar presence returns to your awareness. A message, a memory, or simply a feeling that has not fully settled. At the same time, a new energy begins to appear. Not loudly, not urgently, quietly. We, the Pleiadians, recognize this state immediately. It is not confusion. It is not weakness. And it is not a lack of clarity. It is energetic overlap. When the energy of two people enters your field simultaneously, attention becomes the place where this interaction reveals itself. One energy is rooted in history, shared moments, emotional patterns that once felt familiar, and still know how to activate your attention. The other energy carries no past, carries openness, curiosity, a sense of movement that has not yet taken form. This is why your system feels active, even if your mind cannot explain why. Your attention is not being pulled at random. It is responding to two different frequencies, attempting to occupy the same inner space. This moment is not asking you to decide. It is not asking you to choose quickly or to justify anything. It is asking you to observe. Observe what draws your attention effortlessly. Observe what pulls through emotional weight. Observe where your energy feels heavier and where it feels more spacious. Before the mind creates explanations, before stories are formed, the field already responds, and the field never responds without reason. This is where clarity begins, not with action, not with decision, but with awareness. Attention is never neutral. Where your attention rests, your energy follows. This is why moments like this feel so intense. Not because two people are present, but because two energetic dynamics are active at the same time. We, the Pleiadians, observe this pattern frequently. One energy pulls through familiarity. It already knows your emotional landscape. It knows how to activate memory, nostalgia, and unfinished loops. This energy often feels louder, not stronger, louder. It reaches you through emotional charge, through what once mattered, through what was never fully resolved. The other energy does not pull in the same way. It does not demand attention. It does not activate urgency. It simply remains available. This is why many misinterpret intensity as importance. Intensity is not alignment. Intensity is often a sign of unfinished emotional circuitry. Attention is drawn to what seeks resolution, not always to what supports coherence. This is where many people become confused. They believe that the energy that occupies their thoughts the most must be the one that matters more. But attention can be captured by pressure, just as easily as it can be guided by clarity. The new energy rarely competes. It does not intrude. It does not rush you. It waits for regulation. When the field is calm, the aligned energy becomes easier to perceive. This is why slowing your attention is not avoidance. It is accuracy. When urgency fades, the difference between the two energies becomes clear. One contracts your field. The other allows space. One asks you to return. The other allows you to arrive. To stabilize your attention in this moment, write the following sentence in the comments. I observe where my attention truly belongs. This acknowledgement does not create the answer, quiets the noise, so the answer can reveal itself. Familiarity has a very specific signature. Feels known, predictable, emotionally recognizable. The system understands it. because it has already lived through it. This is why the energy of the past often feels comforting at first, even when it was once painful. The nervous system recognizes survival before it recognizes alignment. But familiarity is not the same as coherence. The past does not return because it is correct. It returns because something within it remained incomplete. Unspoken emotions, unfinished emotional loops, patterns that ended abruptly, without integration. When this energy re-enters your field, it does not arrive neutrally. It arrives with gravity, pulls attention inward through memory, emotion, and repetition. This pull can feel meaningful, can feel deep, can even feel like destiny. But depth is not direction. Intensity is not guidance. The system often confuses emotional charge with truth. The new energy behaves differently. It does not arrive carrying history. It does not activate emotional circuitry from the past. It does not demand explanation. It does not seek resolution. It simply becomes present. This is why the new energy can feel quiet. Not empty, not weak, quiet. Alignment does not need urgency. It does not need intensity to hold your attention. Create space. In the presence of familiarity, the body often tightens. There is a subtle readiness, a bracing, preparation for repetition. In the presence of alignment, the body softens, breath deepens, attention widens. The system does not need to defend itself. One energy activates known patterns. The other allows something new to emerge without force. This distinction is not intellectual. You do not figure it out. You feel it. When the system is regulated enough to listen, clarity does not argue with familiarity. It does not compete with it. It simply becomes obvious once pressure is removed. And when that happens, the difference between the two energies is no longer confusing. It is felt as contraction versus coherence. We, the Pleiadians, do not intervene. By directing your decisions, choice must remain sovereign. To remain accurate, our role is regulation. When the energy of two people enters your field simultaneously, the nervous system often interprets this as pressure to decide. Pressure creates urgency. Urgency narrows perception. Under urgency, the louder energy appears more important, even when it is not aligned. This is how many choices become distorted. We stabilize the field so attention can slow and widen again. When attention slows, the body regains its language. Breath deepens. Muscle tone softens. The system no longer braces. Regulation restores access to subtle information. In a regulated field, you can distinguish between an energy that activates repetition and an energy that allows presence. One energy keeps asking for resolution. It returns through memory, emotion, and gravity. The other does not insist. It remains available without demand. This difference cannot be accessed when the system is tense. Our presence does not add guidance. It removes interference. We reduce the emotional noise that turns choice into a burden. As regulation settles, the energy that belongs to the past naturally completes its cycle, not through rejection, not through force, through clarity. The aligned energy does not compete. It does not raise its volume. It becomes easier to stay with because it does not ask the system to defend itself. This is not a test of will. It is a return to coherence. To anchor regulation during this phase, write the following sentence in the comments. My field is regulated and clear. This acknowledgement does not decide for you. It stabilizes perception, so the decision can emerge without pressure. This moment is not asking you to decide. It is asking you to listen differently. When two energies compete for your attention, the impulse is often to resolve the tension quickly, to choose, to act, to end the discomfort. But clarity does not emerge from urgency. It emerges from presence. What this moment is asking of you is not movement, but observation. Notice how your body responds after engaging with each energy. Notice where you feel expanded and where you feel contracted. Notice which connection requires explanation, justification, or effort to maintain. And notice which one allows you to remain as you are. This is not about judging the past or idealizing the new. It is about recognizing how your system organizes itself in each presence. In daily life, this shows up subtly. You may find that one energy pulls your attention repeatedly, even when you try to focus elsewhere. This pull is not attraction. It is unfinished business. The other energy does not pull. It becomes present when you are present. It does not chase your attention. It does not demand reassurance. It allows space. This is why the aligned energy often feels less urgent. It does not need to prove itself. What this moment asks of you is to allow time for this distinction to become unmistakable. There is no need to confront. There is no need to explain. There is no need to commit. Your only task is to remain regulated enough to notice the difference. When attention follows coherence, movement becomes obvious, not forced, not dramatic, obvious. And when something is obvious, it no longer competes for your attention. It simply remains. When two energies compete for your attention, the mind often assumes that a decision must be made. But what actually completes this moment is not decision, it is reorganization. As regulation settles, attention stops moving back and forth between signals. The field becomes still enough to recognize what already belongs. This is how competition ends. Not through analysis, not through emotional processing, not through explanation, through stability. Stability changes how meaning forms. What once felt urgent now feels complete. What once demanded attention no longer needs to speak. The energy of the past does not disappear. It loses relevance, not because it was rejected, but because its function is finished. Unfinished energy seeks completion. Completed energy releases itself. This is why clarity feels quiet. There is no internal debate, no need to justify movement, no need to announce choice. Attention no longer oscillates, because there is nothing left to resolve. The aligned energy does not arrive to replace what was. It remains, because nothing is pulling attention away from it. This is how coherence stabilizes. Once attention organizes around coherence, it does not return to fragmentation, not because of discipline, not because of control, but because fragmentation no longer fits the system. We, the Pleiadians, remain present only until this stabilization is fully integrated. Our role is not guidance. It is removal of distortion. When distortion dissolves, clarity does not need to be maintained. It maintains itself. Nothing has been added to you. Nothing has been removed. What has shifted is the internal orientation of attention. Attention no longer follows emotional charge. It follows coherence naturally. This is the end of competition. Not dramatic, not emotional, not symbolic. Final. To consciously seal this integration, write the following sentence in the comments. My attention rests where coherence remains. This acknowledgement does not create clarity, confirms what has already settled. Remain present, remain regulated. When coherence is restored, attention does not need direction. It already knows where it belongs. We remain.